Hey guys, I am back to work on these covers and, well, to work on the signatures and get them in the covers, hopefully get them sewn in. I have let these covers dry where I put the fabric on with the Fabri-Tac. Now let's test our theory. This is actually Dee Dee's advice. Don't ever fold it until it's dry. And look how right she is. It just sits right down in there. I hope y'all can see how well it does. So, okay. Let's see if this one does the same. Now, this is the one that had the Mod Podge on the inside, and I wasn't sure if it was going to stick real good. So, let's see what happens. It might have bubbled up just a little bit, but that's because there's a crease right there. That crease right there, I think. And I don't think I got as much glue in the fold. So be sure when you're putting your fabric on these, be sure to get some glue. Remember how I went right up and down that seam, that fold? With this one, I didn't do that with this one, and I realized it too late. But you need to go all around that seam or that fold, I keep calling it a seam, that fold with the glue, so that you can make sure that it'll stick tight. But the thing is, this is all going to be sewn in anyway, and it's going to stay there. It's going to stay there anyway, but you just want it to be as smooth as possible. But again, I say, it is a junk journal. Okay. Now, we are going to do the same thing with these. Ooh, that is pretty, isn't it? That is just pretty. And it's pretty with that one too. So we know that one has to go on the front. That one has to be the front page. And I'm going to put that over there for a minute, out of the way. Okay, and this one has 3 of these floral and lace pages also. And here we have a bunch of advertisements and print, invoices and things like that. And then we have some music. So, let's start with this. Oh, and I didn't get out I knew I was missing something, because I didn't get out my scrapbook pages, and I think we decided there's 5 for each one. Make sure we get a pink one. Okay, so these will go in this one. That's pretty. That one might be the front page on that one. Okay, now we're looking better. Oops, picked up my music paper. Okay, so we started with a floral page, and now we've got one of those pages. Let's go ahead and put in one of our scrapbook pages and get some music going on. Go ahead and do another floral. That's fun. This is an invoice. Ooh, that's pretty together, isn't it? Go with a piece of music paper. Good. Let's see what we want next. Let's just do this, then this. That's pretty. Pretty, pretty. And then we'll go with this. And the print. And we can go with some of that. Okay, see what we've got here. We should have around 22. And 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And the reason we didn't have 22 is because I didn't put these in yet. Okay, here we go. And like I said before, this is a type of newsprint paper that I get off of Amazon. I like the texture of this paper, and of course it's Amazon packaging. Got to have that Amazon packaging. And I'm just going for this. I'm just putting it in there. Okay. And that corrected that green and blue being right next to each other. Right there. Yep, like that much better. Okie dokie. So there is signature for the second one. And now, let's go with this one. So we've got those, and we know we're going to have one of each of these. Set those aside. Y'all, I hope my last video didn't turn into a real hot mess. I know I'm gonna edit part of that off the front because, yeah, nobody needs to listen to all that. Okay, so there are our texture pages. Okay, there's our florals. Well, remind me to make sure everything's right side up. Okay, this is going to be better. There's our text and advertisements, and here is music. And I think I'm going to have all these right side up now. Yes. Okay, so here we go. Let's decide which one we want on the front. That's pretty. That's pretty. That's really, really pretty. It's a little too bright though, isn't it, for the front? I like that one. We'll go with this one. Oh, look, that could be the front. Yep, winner, winner. Okay, so this one's going to be the front. And then we'll go with a document. And then we'll take a piece of this. Then we'll go with this. How about that? And then a music sheet. Some newspaper print. How about that flowered one now? Yeah, that takes it down a little bit. Only, let's see what we got going on here. There we go. That looks better. Right side up is always a good thing. Now I want this blue one, because I want this blue one. Oh look, I had another one in there. Oh, we'll have to find a place to put it. Yep, I think we're good. Okie dokie. So this one also should have 22 pages. I might need to clip that one off just a little bit or get it on up in there a little better. Okay, one. $19, $20, $21, $22. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Two things you need to do. Check to make sure you've put all your pages in. And the really important thing is to check and make sure you've got everything in right side up, the orientation you want it. Here we go. That one can go right there. There. That's better. Now we have our pages. Okay, so that one will go right there. Okay, so we've got our pages done. And now y'all are going to get to see me do something that I don't mind doing. I like putting the journals together, sewing the signatures in. But sometimes I'm just not too good at it. Because I can't make that needle go where I want to make that needle go. But we'll see. It'll work good for us today. We're having a good day. Okay, so I've got my needles and I've got my wax thread. And I've got my little bookbinding cradle. And I know there should be, there it is. Got my pokey tool. Now I need a couple of clips. And we will make this thing happen. And I'm going to give one more little flip through to make sure everything's looks like it's right side up. Or sideways in that case. Okay, everybody looks pretty good. I'm pressing the fold of all of the papers in. And then I'm going to line it up where I want it. And what I'm doing is I'm bending it up as good as I can and still reach in there. And I'm laying it into that fold of the cover. And then I'm just clamping it on. And this just helps hold it still a little bit while you're punching your holes, and then especially while you're sewing it in. Okay, bring my book cradle over, and I got those ones on this side anyway. Make sure everybody's still looking okay. Push that down in there good. Then I'll try not to get my head over the top of it, but I like to go right in the middle. I'll push that on in there and work it around a little bit. Then I like to go about there. And come up to about right there. Okay, now I'm going to take it out of the book cradle. I'm going to make sure I got all the way through with my holes. And this is where those clips are really important. And I really want to define my holes because I want to make sure that my needle goes through them easily and goes through all of the layers at one time. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, so let's get a needle out. It's got a big head on it. Well, so does that one. Ah, here's one. Okay, now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, y'all, I'm going to pause it right here. Getting a phone call, so I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry, but when the hubby calls, I want to talk to him, so there you go. Okay, so we did 3 lengths of our waxed thread, and I got this entirely too long needle, but it's got the smaller head and it's easier to go through the holes. And I'm going to start by going in the center hole, and I'm going to leave a good bit of my tail hanging out here, and I'm going to go back up in the top hole, Well, I'm glad I did get the one with the smaller head. Okay, finally. Okay, now here's where I'm having my problem because I know everything just moved. Oh, look, it stayed. Come over there. So I'm going back out the bottom hole. And now I'm going to need a little bit more thread, so I'm going to pull some more through. Okay, then I'm going to hold my tail on the inside, and I'm going to come back through that center hole And here's where I'm going to have a problem. And I don't want to, the reason I'm holding my tail up tight is because I don't want to split this thread here. Okay. Make sure I didn't split my thread. I don't believe I did. And now I want to make sure that I've got one of my center threads, my ends, on one side of this bridge. Yeah, I'm going to pull it tight, and the other one on the other side, because you want to catch that long thread in your knot. So then you just tie a knot or a bow or whatever you want to tie. And there you go. And now I leave those long because I always want to hang some charms and stuff on them. Now, one thing that I didn't do, and I think I'm going to be lucky about it, is, yeah, I'm going to be okay. I usually take my clips off before I do that final tightening pull, because at that point, if your pages are crooked just a little bit, that pull will 90% of the time pull it back together. So there we go. Now I can get to inking my white spots and glue my pockets up. I wait to glue these pockets up because I want them to lay as near what they're actually going to lay as possible when I glue them. So yeah, there's one done. Shall I push my luck and keep going? Let's see. Of course I'll push my luck. Okay, this is right side up. The music is right. There's faint writing on the back of there, and it's right. More writing. Music. Everybody looks good so far. Now on some of these pages that were actually directional, the pocket part is going to be upside down, but we're going to decorate that anyway, so we're not worrying about that. Got bigger things to worry about than that. Okie dokie. Yep, everybody's looking right side up. So now I'm going to get everybody lined up. Make sure I've got that crease going the right way. That's right side up. I've been known to do that before too. Learn from my mistakes, people. Because what I did was I made sure everything was right side up. Then I put my cover upside down. That's not fun. It is especially not fun. Okay, I think we're good. I think I probably had my head all up in there. Okay, I've got about equal distance, top and bottom. And now, let's get the awl. Okay, I'm gonna go back through there. To make sure I have a good clear space for my needle to go through. Okay, now 1, 2, 3. How many licks does it take to get to the center of Tootsie Pop? Anybody remember that old commercial? I hope I don't get in trouble with YouTube for that. But it'll be okay. There's worse things. Okay, we went in through the center. Back in the top. Guess I should say we went out through the center. In through the top. All the way across and out through the bottom. And hold your center tail up and go back in through the center. And that went well. Not mad about that. Okay, now, first things first, see how both of those are on the right side of the bridge? Got to get one under the bridge. Okay, so now this long thread is in the middle of those two. Now those tightened up good, but before I do my final tightening, I'm going to remember this time to take my clips off and make sure everybody's straight. Looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go back here and make sure these look good. Always check your spine to make sure it's okay. There's number 2. Those are long. I might have to put some beads and some charms on those. We will see. We will see. Okay. Here's number 3. Isn't that pretty, y'all? I just love that one. Just love it. Okay, that feels good and lined up. Gonna line it up in here. And that's looking pretty good. And what I was doing was just really pressing that down in there, that crease down in there, and adjusting my clips as I go. Because of the book cradle, it is not as imperative. But if you're doing this without a book cradle and you're laying it on its side, try to keep it as closed as you can and keep that crease down in there as far as you can. the book cradle kind of does most of that for you, because it's folding it up for you and pushing it down. And when you put the force of your pokey tool or your awl on it, it forces that paper down into that crease. I'm telling you, this book cradle is wonderful. Crafty Cat USA, or Crafty Cat. On Etsy. Okay, so here we go again. Let's go ahead and make sure our holes are good. Get our wax thread. 1, 2, 3. And this wax thread I just ordered from a pack on Amazon. Can you tell I order a lot of Amazon? I have to have packaging materials to use as supplies, right? Isn't that a good reason? I think it is. Well, how would I make a book cover if I didn't have an Amazon envelope or some Amazon packing material? Oh goodness. I think I told y'all before, my nephew said that one time years ago that I was 2 tote boxes away from a hoarder. Well, let me just tell you, I've gotten way more than 2 tote boxes since then. You can still walk through my house though. And this one is wanting to act like it did. I was pulling and tugging and pulling and tugging, and I let go, and I just barely pulled it, and it came right through. I don't know what the moral of that story is, but yeah. Let's see, I think I'm going to bring a little bit of this back, because I think I'm going to have plenty. Okay. All the way down and go back out the bottom. And I'm going to hold that tail up and go back in the center. Yep. I know y'all wanted me to see me trying to do that with it in my lap, right? And if you're having trouble, like I just was, if you're having trouble finding your needle coming back through on the inside, lay it down a little bit and close it back up. Remember, it was closed closed up when we poked that hole in there. So close it back up, and a lot of times that needle will just go right through there for you. So she said. Okay, now time to make sure we didn't, if you split your thread coming back through that hole, your thread will not tighten up. So now I know I didn't split my thread, so I'm going to go under with one of them, and I'm going to tighten both ways. And Okay, see how this is coming this way a little bit? Now's the time to fix it. There we go. Now it's straightened back up. See how it laid back pretty straight? My stitching's not straight, but the pages are. Okay. And I'll leave those hanging down. Okay, there we go. We have gotten our signatures sewn in to the 3 journals. So I am going to end this video here, and I am going to clean up and get my pockets out and get ready to sort those and start gluing them in. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you can find some time to craft. See you next time.